Thank you so much for that intro. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for having me. My name is Milagros Santamaria. Indeed, I am from Argentina. I'm currently living in Portugal. It's been about a year and a half. So if you find that I have a funny accent, I do. But I think that it's going to be bearable for everyone. When I had to explain this particular use case, I had to think where to start from. And I want to start with who I am and what company I'm working for and what we're actually doing. I'm currently working for a company called Tokenize IT. And what we do is we provide legal, financial, and tech solutions on Web3 for different kind of companies. Could be companies as well, governments, NGOs. And what we wanted to start explaining is that we see that there are three main aspects that every Web3 project has to consider if they want to thrive. There is a legal part, there's a financial part, and there's a tech part. But it's a multidisciplinary kind of analysis that we have to do. We consider ourselves a one-stop shop, end-to-end kind of service provider, on the sense that we need to understand every aspect as only one, and of course with the different departments. We work with different industries that have nothing to do with blockchain to a beginning. For example, we work with wine, on tokenization of wine bottles. We work with energy. We work with music. We work with lithium mining. We work with, as well, energy and agribusiness. And when we think, how can this be connected? Many of them and the business models that they have don't really relate beyond of the fact that they can be a lot of value enhancement using blockchain. There's a lot of people that fall in love with the wrong things when they try to develop one of these projects. Either there's people that fall in love with the technology, with the things that you can write and develop and code, but don't really think if the business model makes sense or if legally if it's feasible. And there's people that fall in love with the financial part. They fall in love with the business model, with the money that can be made, with the tokenomics. It's fun, it's new, it's hype, but then they don't really know if they can develop it. No, they know if it's legally feasible or how to make it compliant. And then there's a lot of people who fall in love with the intricacies of the legal part, like many of us, I assume, but that's not enough if you want to kick off your project. And if you consider the three of them and the importance that they got and how to pull them together, is that we want to offer or we provide that glue that gets them together, and we want to explain this with one of our use cases that we like the most. Partly because most of our team is based in South America and Argentina, as well because Polo is very big where I come from, and because I believe that as a lawyer especially, usually whenever in the past we need to find a solution to a legal matter, we would just go to either A, legislation, or B, a precedent. But now is the first time in a very long time that we can create and innovate and make something new. And that's where CRIAGT, this unique business model, comes through. So let me explain you how we combined the three legs and we provided and created this new business model. So what we did at Tokenize IT, we partnered with Criata. Criata is an Argentine family business that for generations now has been working, breeding, training, and commercializing polo horses for different polo clubs all over the world. They know what they're doing, they have the expertise, and they have the reputation. And we, with them, partnered to create CRIAGT that has to do with the breeding and commercializing of polo horses with as well blockchain technology and their tokenization. And everything goes around the gamification around the horse. What does it mean? This means that, this goes later. This means that what we do is we enable people that in other cases would not be able to access this industry, the polo industry, because they wouldn't have the financial means, they would have economic limits to buy their own horse, for example, or they wouldn't have enough knowledge to know which one to buy, or how to breed it, or how to train it to be, or have the kind of quality that would need to be sold to a polo club. This means that we are enabling them to join this kind of market, and they can do it in the hands of people like Criata that know what they're doing for generations now. We're talking about an NFT, or actually a tokenization of a full horse, and a percentage of it having different NFTs, or one NFT for one horse, and the different NFTs. Well, actually, one horse would be divided in many NFTs, that's what I mean. And the person that is holding the NFT would have the right to participate in the growth of the horse. It could be an NFT related to a horse that has been unborn, of a horse that's a baby horse or a mature horse. And beyond of the fact of having or being a token holder is that you can make decisions and vote with the breeder on what would happen to the horse and the best decisions for it to grow. Is this experience of being part of the industry and as well learning through it with people who have been doing this for generation and who are creating this very specific and curated community at the same time. This is not the only thing that the token holder would have rights to. This personal right of participation through the process of the growth and the development of the horse also has to do with the future sales of the horse, because you would also become the token holder that has the right to a percentage on the future selling of the horse. Therefore, what we're trying to say is that it's not only that you're democratizing the access to this kind of market that otherwise would be too hard for people to get into, but you're also helping them have a payoff for the work that they're actually doing while they grow with the horse. Because they would also have the access and the right of the access actually to meet the breeders and actually see the horse by themselves. So far, we have decided that, or we are building this on Polygon. On the business model, we understand this is interesting not only for Criata Noira, but also for the people who are interested in joining on a passion that before was too expensive or too difficult to be able to join in. So far, the structure that we've created has to do with 2 stages at the beginning of this stage on a private sale that, as we said, is a personal right that has to do with the participation on the growth of the horse and how it's going to develop and train, as well to the NFTs that are linked to specific horses, and as well the creation of a community with the community and the different kind of activities that they can do surrounding the horse. And a second stage that's going to have to do when the SPV that's going to be created in Uruguay, and I will mention the legal structure in a moment, is going to be on a more public offering basis and as well with the idea of having the token being fungible. The legal structure that we have given it to it so far is that the SPV that has the ownership of all the horses is going to be in Uruguay, and is this SPV the one that's going to hire the services of Criata Noira that's in Argentina for the breeding and the training, and then also the services of another SPV in Uruguay for the tokenization and commercialization of the horses. And after they finally have the licenses on the new bill that's in Uruguay that has to do with DLTs, is that they're going to be able to do that compliantly. Now, we tried to show that the value proposition and the real interesting part about this is that you're selling people or giving people the opportunity to leak the experience of growing with this horse and also see it mature into this member of one of your favorite polo clubs in the world. Beyond of the fact of also having the payoff of this work that you did while you were trying to make the best for your horse. And later on as well, enable the possibility of having a pool of different horses, of different NFTs, of course, and not only one. This is interesting because we believe that this is a good use case to show how the legal, the financial, and the tech, they all have to do with each other, and you cannot separate them if you want it to make sense. Because we believe that this kind of harmonization is something that even though polo horses have nothing to do with energy or have nothing to do, for example, as well with music, have nothing to do with lithium mining like the other projects that we're developing, these three lines of thought are the ones that we have to continue building. So we don't have a triple problem, but we have a sound project that we know that we can develop better. This is one of the use cases that we wanted to show because it has to do with our culture, it has to do as well on Web3, and I'm not gonna lie, talking about tokenizing horses for polo matches, I think it's a lot of fun to also share with people. If everyone has any question about what we're doing at Tokenize IT, the rest of the projects that we are developing, or as well on CriaGT and what we're doing, please don't hesitate to contact me on Telegram, on LinkedIn, to visit us. I'm gonna be staying here until Saturday, and I'm very grateful of being here, and thank you so much for your attention.